Ugandan authorities have created high-yield coffee varieties with the aim of boosting the country's exports. The new varieties created by local researchers are said to be more resistant to the seasonal drought and being distributed to farmers in different parts of the country. Now, despite this significant breakthrough, the country's Coffee Development Authority is worried about the most coffee trees are old and produce poor yields. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Scientists at this research institute are creating improved coffee varieties, grafting the current Robusta and Arabica coffees on traditional coffee stalks that can withstand harsh conditions. The new varieties developed are more resistant to disease and drought and better yielding.
So we carefully select what a species to be used as a rootstock, and this rootstock is having attributes for a very extensive root system, and this is giving opportunity to farmers in drought-prone areas or in areas that are normally affected by drought to also be able to grow coffee.
The seedlings are being distributed to farmers across the country. The new varieties are also being introduced to regions like northern Uganda that receive very little rainfall. Scientists here believe changes in rainfall patterns are causing irreversible effects in coffee yields, and consistent research is needed.
Sometimes the farmer does everything else in terms of a good proper weeding, applying manure, applying fertilizer, but once drought hits, they go back to square one, they lose everything. So we are working towards having a variety that is resilient, varieties that are resilient to drought.
According to the Royal Meteorological Society, Uganda has experienced twice as many droughts in recent decades than in the beginning of the century. And there is concern that the effects of climate change are causing unpredictable weather patterns affecting coffee production. Uganda is one of the top exporters of coffee on the continent. In September, the country hit record sales with shipments increasing by 12%. 6 million bags were sold to the international markets. But more interventions are needed to roll out more bags. The new coffee varieties developed at this research farm have the potential to yield up to 3 tons higher than the old varieties. This will enable the country achieve the target of exporting 20 million bags of the beverage annually by 2030. But the Uganda Coffee Development Authority is concerned that most of the coffee trees in the country are old and produce poor yields.
The old unproductive coffee trees, if you cut them or stamp them, they can grow back. Actually, majority of the coffee trees in the country require stamping, which could again multiply. If, for example, you are talking about 2 million bags, if you stamped the coffee, you will realize double.
The stamping process involves old coffee trees being cut, leaving the tree trunk to grow fresh leaves again. While more trials to create even better varieties are ongoing, Uganda is also pushing for investment in agro-processing so that it can earn more from the process bean.